everybody. Welcome back to TooSweet2Delete. We are TooSweet2Delete. This is TooSweet2Delete.
And you're watching TooSweet2Delete right here on YouTube.
On the YouTubes. Alright, we're here to bring you our review of Big Valley Wrestling's third year anniversary show. Man, what a...
BATTLEBORN,
what a show it was. We had something for everybody out there. Honestly.
Dude, it was a very epic event.
Epic event. Just to get straight on to things, this has been a hell of a year so far. You know, we've been along for just this past year, and this is 3 years going for them, so, BVW going strong. So getting right into it, there was a pre-show. You had Macho Mouse against R.L. Washington, the new Marvel, and that got interrupted by two newly formed members of the Perfect Alliance of Tumiguchi, Big Frank and Sergeant Major, and two of the biggest guys in the whole promotion, the whole company out there, and they interrupted the match. And who was there but the legendary Rocky T came out and saved the day to get things started. Brother, he got things going, man. Big slam on Sergeant Major.
Dude, that was
this is after he got
dude.
Frank. This is like after he tossed Big Frank out of the ring. So I was like, damn, Rocky T showing them skills. Anyway, so Rocky T saves the day to get things started. But we move on to the first match of the actual card.
First match!
All right, we have former teammates of the Goody Mob stable. We've got Angus McField going up against the heavy hitter, Big Tony Reyes. Tony still is part of the Goody Mob, so he was accompanied by Zane Z. Goody on the ringside manager, one of those characters we have out there in Big Valley Wrestling that can kind of do it all. He's a manager. He does commentary. You know what I mean? He's got all types of skills. Anyway,
That's Goody Mob.
Before even things got going, Angus
came running out as soon as those pipes started playing, man. Started bolting to that ring, ready for action, ready to start fighting. He brought the fight on this one.
And this was a no DQ match, by the way.
Retribution is probably the name we're looking for.
That's right.
That's what he was looking for in this
Having
match.
been, jumped and kicked out by, Tony Reyes and Zane Z. He was definitely looking for that definitely retribution.
Retribution!
And so he went out there really swinging for the fences, and he had Tony all over the place. There was a huge spot where there was a backdrop.
Yes.
He just
probably the spot of the match for me.
Got over. Tony Reyes got like a full head of steam, was going right at him. Angus somehow got ducked out of the way and took Big Tony off his feet over into the oh my gosh, like right on his back.
Tony Reyes is a big dude.
Yes.
Big dude.
So it was just like, wow.
Pretty amazing to see.
These two fellas were just giants in there. They were going at it. Angus ended up winning with that kick of his, the legendary kick. I don't know how he gets his tree trunk ass legs that high up in the air.
I've been saying it since I walked in the door, man. That kick is incredible that he does.
Absolutely. So Angus wins, but not after the bell rings. We've got Goody jumping in the ring, hitting him with whatever is in the goodie bag. It sounded like a solid, a tablet,
laptop,
solid laptop.
10 cell phones.
10 Nokia bricks.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in there. I just heard a loud crack.
So of course there was some tactics there where even though Tony and Zane Z. Goody suffered defeat, they still were able to kind of exact more violence on Angus. So who knows if this is over? Although this was DQ, no limits, so who knows? We might see this again. I always love to see those things and run back that big fight. Let's see it.
Let's see some more. Next match.
All right. Bam. After our favorite team of Vicious and Delicious, Tommy Purr and the Monster Hyde come out and they're hosting their segment, The Cockpit, the most controversial talk show. The most controversial talk show in Big Valley Wrestling. They crowned the new Big Valley Wrestling Babe of the Year, none other than the lovely ringside announcer, very own Tiffany G. Love her. You know what I mean? Of course she deserves it. This has been a hell of a year for her. And Tommy graciously relinquishing his crown that he had received 2 years in a row. So on the third anniversary, we have a new winner. And in the middle of the celebration, or the coronation, as you might call it.
I think it was I think the proper word is the coronation.
Yeah, so the crowning, if you will, absolutely.
Yeah. The crowning of the Babe of the Year. We get none other than
Richie Slade, Billy Blade, the Midnight Delight. Oh, staff, they're out there giving everybody the clap once again. They came out there, and I guess we're a little bit disrespectful to our newly crowned, ruining the moment. And so Tommy Purr was definitely not okay with that. Wasn't okay with the disrespect of coming onto the show unannounced, and wasn't okay with the disrespect towards our new Babe of the Year. So we had an impromptu
You
match.
interrupted a segment, man. I mean, that's. I mean, it's
interrupted the show.
Yeah, man. You can't do that.
Of course, Midnight Delight, even though they've been together a long time and they have a lot of experience, I don't think a lot of people are prepared for the type of offense that Tommy Purr brings to the ring. He's got a very mind game oriented, suggestive, if you will, wrestling style.
Yeah, it does.
And coupled with the vicious power and just intimidation of Hyde, I think they really had Midnight Delight on their heels for a while. In the beginning of the match, it definitely was one-sided, but Midnight Delight, like we said, with all that experience coming back and showing that veteran awareness, so they were able to actually get Hyde separated and out of the ring, and just went ahead and grabbed Tommy 2-on-1, which sounds less enjoyable than I'm sure Tommy would have liked it to be. But yeah, because he took the finishing move, bam, 1, 2, 3. Midnight Delight wins, but Vicious and Delicious still looking strong, still looking tough, and they defended the honor of the Babe of the Year. They defended her honor. They did what they. Yep. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, Smooth, they did great.
Next match.
Next match. And now we are on to the Big Valley Wrestling Las Vegas Championship title match.
This was really interesting because he was taking on all the way from Alaska the Phoenix Kid. This guy is the
Kid making his debut at Big Valley.
Last Frontier open weight champion of Alaska. So that's quite the title, considering that he's coming all the way to Vegas to put it on the line here. So we got champion versus champion.
My favorite kind of match.
Definitely, because you're gonna get guaranteed quality classics right away. Ricky Tenacious is normally a guy that delivers anyway, especially with now he's with DPI. He's almost like invincible when you got Kane Turco and JBF, and then all the other Beast. All the guys. Even though Travers, who we'll be talking about later, based on his let's say his attire after we talked to him last time, his affiliations. So yeah, but Retribution. Great match though. We saw Ricky Tenacious, trying to scramble around and get away from the powerful body lock of Phoenix Kid to start things off. Ricky, being as smart as he is, he always isolates a body part.
Sweet, sweet, sweet victory, yeah. It's mine for the taking. It's mine for the fight. And it's sweet, sweet, sweet victory, yeah. And it's mine for the taking. It's mine for the fight. Boys, I just couldn't happen to overhear you. And, I'm a big fan of the TooSweet2Delete podcast. I really, appreciate you guys.
Ricky, I appreciate
it. As I was saying, you guys are doing just a little bit too much talking right now. I mean, when it comes to Ricky Tenacious myself, I'm sure you both have a lot of great things to say about me, I'm sure. But when it comes to my matches, you just gotta say 2 words. Sweet victory. Because that's what it was. And you know what else was sweet victory? When I beat Big Dirty. Just like how I've beaten Phoenix Kid, and just how, come 2018, I'm gonna beat whoever comes in front of me. Because I am the Big Valley Wrestling Las Vegas champion, longest reigning, most defending, youngest ever destined to be Las Vegas champion in history. And when it comes to Death Proof International, boys, let me put it this way. The doubters make the bets, Kane writes the checks, and our opponents have regrets. DPI till I die. 2018 will be tenacity.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. That's right. I've got a cool shirt.
That is really
Ah! Ah! Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go shine my belt. My belt. All right, boys. Well, you have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Yeah.
Thank
Ah!
you.
And before I leave, I'll just do you a favor, buddy. Next match!
And now, the Big Valley Wrestling Tag Team Championship title match.
All right, we had scheduled was the Strong Style Squad, our BVW Big Valley Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Chase Battle, Jacob Austin Young, and of course, flanked by the ever faithful Young Boy. They are the champions. They were scheduled to face the Kings of Suplex, but for whatever reason, they were not able to make it. So basically, Strong Style Squad had the night off if they wanted.
Yeah.
But Chase Battle came out there with the Young Boy, with Jacob Austin Young. Let it be known that they were just going to offer an open challenge for the tag team championship. So, very on point of them, very brave of them, because you got to take time to prepare for your opponent. So
Yeah, they're just open challenge.
open challenge, baby. So it turns out newcomers to BVW, Olympus Mons, Aries, and Adonis. These two guys, wow, we had seen them
larger than life
type characters,
Seriously.
managed by Bobby Beamer from the dealership. These two guys, definitely impressive. Inexperienced, but being a brother tag team, they have a different type of chemistry, being so close. And it was a really interesting match because, these guys had watched all the tag team action at the previous BVW show ringside with Bobby Beamer. So they had already had a pretty good idea of what the Strong Style Squad was all about. And they really took advantage of the power dynamic.
Yeah, that's what they brought to the table was
Yeah.
that power dynamic. They were a powerhouse going into that match.
Yeah, the size difference was definitely noticeable from the beginning, and then once you saw them go and start moving around the ring, it was like, wow, man, these guys really, that's one thing they used very well was their power. Although Jacob Austin Young was able to get a little bit of a comeback, I forget if it was Aries or Adonis. Sorry, they both look so much alike.
Yeah.
You just never know. That's what they offer, that quick in and out tag team style too, where they cut off the ring and have that type of style. But Jacob Austin Young was able to get some separation. You saw Jace Battle come in and take over, and it looked like he was about to land, a big move off the top rope. And who else but Billy Blade comes out there, jumps Jace and knocks him off the rope before he could deliver a move. And this is the Midnight Delight, folks. Billy Blade and Richie Slade coming out fresh off their victory over Vicious and Delicious. So they come out there and decided to spoil the tag team championship opportunity for Olympus Mons. And it was interesting because, everybody got attacked at that point. You know what I mean? So Strong Style Squad definitely taking more of the beating with Olympus Mons still beating on them. And Richie and Billy coming out there and attacking them. So
really taking away a big opportunity for newcomers,
That's exactly.
Mons, I mean,
true, exactly. So Strong Style Squad retains because of the interference, but in reality, it probably was more of a costly thing for Olympus Mons. And so hopefully we'll see what happens between the two teams of the Midnight Delight and Olympus Mons, because after spoiling that type of opportunity, you definitely want to get back in there and exact some type of revenge. Retribution. And so definitely impressive stuff. Strong Style Squad looked like they were about to take over, but weren't really given the opportunity or the chance. They had it really. The momentum was going their way.
There's competition coming.
That's right. Competition everywhere, and we don't know what happened with the Kings of Suplex. So whether they still get their chance at the Big Valley Wrestling Tag Team title, we do not know. But what we do know is that still, with all the gold, Strong Style Squad, Jace Battle, Jacob Austin Young, and Young Boy. All right, great stuff.
Next match.
Big Valley Wrestling's women's division showcased here. We have Allie Parker, the Las Vegas Wrangler,
Women's wrestling.
Against none other than Tab Jackson, who she wanted going out there to prove that she's not just the cousin of the Young Bucks. She is, she's got her own thing going on.
Tab Jackson.
So what'd you think
Of
the match?
The match is awesome. Let me tell you, the match is incredible.
Definitely cool, very
It
competitive.
was very, very competitive, let me tell you.
And right before it looked like Ali Parker was going to lock in her submission, Kayla Kalepa comes on outside and distracted the ref. It looked like she was about to enter the ring, distracts
What was
the
up
ref.
with that?
Hey, there's some type of rivalry from the last time. She took her first loss ever to Ali Parker at the last show and jumped her from behind, so maybe she's still trying to get her attention. I don't know. But so Ali Parker, was trying to deal with the ref because Tab Jackson, she had tapped out. She had tapped out.
Did she? I didn't see that.
The ref didn't see it either, so it didn't count. So
Did not count.
Ali Parker distracted by Kayla Kalepa and the ref not being able to pay attention. Tab Jackson lands a big super kick. 1, 2,
Super
3.
kick.
She wins.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's like some strange beating of Ali Parker after she takes the takes the kick right to the face. 1, 2, 3 pin, and Kayla Kalepa still's got to get her shots in too. So I mean, it's just like seeing it was overkill. She already cost her the match. This time gives her a beat down on top of costing her the match.
Retribution.
Retribution
going on.
So congratulations to Tab Jackson on her Big Valley Wrestling debut. Ali Parker, always a great competitor. It looked like she had it in the bag, but referee distraction is not this time.
Not this time. Next match.
Next match! Fatal 4-way action here. Team 4-ways here.
Tag team
four four-man.
Is it 8-man tag?
8-man tag match.
8-man tag match.
8-man tag match. But it was just it wasn't elimination. It was just one fall, but
8-man tag match
style. And I'll tell you what, the Perfect Alliance, Tumiguchi, the Perfect Manager.
That's right.
Church of Wrestling is apparently no longer.
Yeah.
But they have gained a lot
There's
of
no more
strength.
church.
They have gained some serious strength. Yeah, with the retirement of Jason Mewes, the church.
Out of the ashes rose a new team.
That's right. And we have the Perfect Alliance of Big Frank, Sergeant Major. We saw those two earlier interfering in a match during the pre-show, so they made their mark known. And then, of course, the Beautiful Disaster, Gorgeous Gary Galaxy, and the Shade. So this is a strong team going up against our boys, the Divine Intervention, from all the way from California, coming in to accept this kind of challenge against the Perfect Alliance is pretty brave of them. So the match didn't exactly go their way. Beautiful Disaster, hell of a team. Big Frank and Sergeant Major, the two biggest guys in the company. That's a hell of a team.
I have to say, Tumiguchi is perfect manager.
He knows how to recruit them. He knows how to build them up. He knows how to get stronger.
Like I said,
That's
out of the ashes, he brought together a perfect alliance of great talent, stars that are just powerhousing their way through any promotion that comes their way.
And that's true. They definitely did it today as the second.
They brought it to Divine Intervention.
And the second that Sergeant Major and Big Frank had stepped in the ring together,
yeah,
it was over. You just see the strength on display. Boom, big boot of doom. 1, 2, 3, and Divine Intervention falls this time. But you caught up with them in the back for some words from them.
Check it out.
Hello, from the gutter. You see, we're Divine Intervention from Southern California, the gutters of Southern California. And apparently this is Big Valley Wrestling. And we just got done wrestling the Perfect Alliance. Tell you guys what, you're not so damn perfect in our eyes. If you didn't have Frank the Tank and Sergeant Major with you, well, I think the outcome would have been obvious.
They've got a 400-pound man, they've got a tank to hide behind, and a sergeant to drive it, and gorgeous Gary Galaxy, and the Shade. But we stood tall, we came to Big Valley, we came, we saw, we conquered, and we are going to be the meanest foursome to ever walk into this valley.
Not only that, we're called Divine Intervention for a reason. Because it's not just us. We got a higher power working with us.
The Lord too knows that the Perfect Alliance wouldn't have gotten the job done if it wasn't for their boy in the back. Now, when Divine Intervention comes back, we know what we're dealing with. We know how to take out these Perfect Alliance so-called wrestlers. So when we come back, we're coming back harder, stronger. We're coming back to take out Perfect Alliance and all of Big Valley Wrestling. Because evil never dies. Divine Intervention is just starting, baby. Welcome to hell.
Evil never dies.
Y'all ain't gonna do shit.
All right.
Strong words from those guys, and they're going to be back.
Definitely with an attitude like that, they're going to be around Big Valley Wrestling, probably near the top. You know, so we'll see. You know what goes to stand for those guys as singles guys, or maybe as another team. Maybe they want revenge against the Perfect Alliance. Who knows? But we must move on to the
next match.
Next match and co-main event of the evening. We have Greg Romero, the Bridge Burner, the Big Valley Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, taking on the winner of the elimination match that allowed him to take the Big Valley Wrestling #1 contendership spot. None other than Shaggy McLovin, who this kid has just been climbing. He's all over the place.
Dude, he's like a damn predator.
He's quite the... So anyway, Shaggy McLovin definitely well-deserving. Zanesy Goody joined Joe Vernola and I on commentary on the match and had some inside information about that Greg Romero had actually broke Shaggy McLovin into the business, introduced him to pro wrestling, into fighting to make a living, and so they'd go way back.
He can fight. Kid can go.
Yeah, but but you saw that
great
Greg,
fighting spirit.
But Greg did. This was a family affair here. And Greg didn't want to fight with him. He tried to wrestle down with him, tried to drag him to the ground, slow him down. Didn't want to really pull the trigger because there was so much respect there. This is a family. This is a little brother thing. But we all know brothers fight. Eventually, a fight broke out in the middle of the wrestling match. Shaggy McLovin had some strong words for him. He said, "You know what? I'm a grown-ass man. Fight me." And, and a while after that, after him really going after Greg with his full force, Greg had no choice but to start going after him. And this match was really getting really interesting. There was some hard hits going back and forth, athletic stuff going back and forth. And wouldn't you know, we have another crazy distraction and interference here from Owen Travers, of all people, who runs in. And, he just absolutely waylays Shaggy McLovin. So Greg Romero retains, but Shaggy gets the win. But, not the way we wanted to see it. And Owen Travers, messing up the, interrupting the main event here, the co-main event, the championship match. And, whether or not that's something that was on the orders of Death Proof International, or remember what he told us, after he had lost his chance against Greg Romero by submission. We talked with him, and he told us that, hey, I don't need a game plan to beat these guys. Wait till I see them, because I'm going to get you when you least expect it. And now
you messed up, kid.
You
messed up, kid. That's the PG version of what he said.
That's about as that's all we can say.
As PG as I can get. You messed up, kid.
You messed up, kid.
And so he messed up his opportunity and cost a good opportunity for the both of them to put up display a great match between the two.
And it was on its way to becoming probably an instant classic because of the chemistry that had to break down in the beginning. Greg had to get over the fact that this is your little brother in there type of mentality, and he decided that hey if he's going to come at me, I got to go back at him just out of respect. You know what I mean? So it was on its way to being something. Owen Travers interferes, and he didn't have to wait too long for his opportunity to jump into the ring because we are on to our
next match.
All right, we have got
main events.
5-on-5 elimination match here.
This is very, very hyped up all over the Facebook social media page of Big Valley Wrestling. It was announced day in and day out right before this great holiday weekend that we have been bestowed upon to go through Big Valley Wrestling.
Absolutely.
And we had two teams go at it. We had a Fall of One team that rose up to take on the newly formed team of Death Proof International and the now Masters of Mayhem.
So, the Masters of Mayhem, in this case, we've got Wild Horse, we've got Hollow Point, and we've got Big Dirty. They all have connections to Death in Motion. They're all former members of Death in Motion at one time or the other, and they teamed up with former member of the Church of Wrestling, Ryan Morals, and now the returning Irish juggernaut, Mikey O'Shea. Dude, how cool was that to even see him there? So, of course, getting to see him in the ring was a double pleasure. And then, of course, Death Proof International. You've got, as we mentioned before, Owen Travers was there.
Travers.
He didn't, like I said, we didn't have to wait too long after messing up.
We had the Las Vegas champion, Ricky Tenacious.
That's right.
We had Beast.
Beast the Butcher, the former leader of Death in Motion.
Then we had
the exceptional
one from, yes, he's now part of the Perfect Alliance. The exceptional Alexander
Braven.
And was that it?
No.
No?
That's only 4.
There's only 4 of them?
You have one more, sir. The Warlord of Weird.
Oh, that's right.
Replacing the scheduled Mike James was a big surprise. That's a huge coup to pick up Sin Bodhi on your team for any type of action that's going to happen in the ring. So, Warlord of Weird, Sin Bodhi out there representing Death Proof International in this case. So, who knows if they just got the money to take care of a guy like that?
The money, man.
Or it's got to be the money.
It's got to be the money. I'm pretty sure if you go on Big Valley Wrestling on their Facebook page, there's probably some exclusive things popping up on there.
Well, Death Proof International, what a team they were. They had some chemistry early on. There was, those spots where we wanted to see certain guys face each other, because as we said before.
This was one of those dream matches, almost like a certain promotion that recently just happened.
The series of surviving?
Series of surviving.
Survivaling series?
The survivals of series.
Yeah, but like that. Like that.
It was like that. Like how exciting was to see some of these matches. Like it was like
and it was all over the place.
Dude, Wild Horse was so ecstatic to get in there. Like they finally get that Beast.
He wanted Beast. He said he wanted Beast.
It started off as Mikey O'Shea and Owen Travers. Like dude, that was the first thing I wanted to see right off the bat.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like dude, it was everything was like dream match potential that we wanted to see in Big Valley Wrestling.
Exactly.
You know, and right now I'm about to show you an exclusive M1 camera footage of the spot of the night, the triple powerhouse overlay.
Here we go.
There we go.
I don't even get how they can do that. Sometimes I don't understand.
Did you see how
Sometimes I don't understand why they do that.
How Mikey literally just fell. Dude, that was amazing. Like I said, spot of the match for me.
And the match continued after that because that was very early on in the action. Eliminations were happening left and right. It was insane to see certain guys just go out of nowhere, and there was brawling in and outside of the ring. And by God, who knows? The final two were the first guys that started off. Mikey O'Shea, the Irish Juggernaut, against Owen the Chief Travers. And right when it looked like Travers had the advantage here, Mikey O'Shea had been knocked out of the ring. There was a bit of a count going for an elimination. And then Greg Romero's music hits. Right. Comes out with Shaggy McLovin, and they both have skateboards. And they jump in the ring, and they take Retribution. They've gathered their skateboards, and they use them as clubs to go upside Owen Travers' head twice. Sorry, you couldn't see that. Twice. And so Owen Travers, things were looking. We didn't know what his condition was. No idea how hurt he was at the time, but he was just motionless afterwards. Mikey O'Shea,
at this point, this is when I remember turning on my camera. Because I just remember Owen going down and not moving. Refs were in there checking on him, and he wasn't moving. And then the boys started circling around Mikey.
Right. So it turned out that you know, Death Proof International ended up taking the win based on like a disqualification because it was the final two. So, you know, any type of interference from that point on, you know, was going to result in a disqualification. Certainly, Greg Romero and Shaggy McLovin going upside your head with a skateboard, I think would wouldn't distract. It would be qualified as definitely a disqualification type move because, you know, hey, they took matters in their own hands there. And who knows where this goes? Who knows what the health of Owen Travers is? And who knows what this leads to regarding does Shaggy McLovin get a fair and square rematch? Does Greg Romero move back on to facing Owen Travers after beating him once already via submission? Or do we get a triple threat here? What's going to happen?
That's what I was just thinking. How awesome we see that, dude!
So that was the 3-year anniversary.
Wait,
Battleborn, Big Valley Wrestling.
We can't end it like that.
We can't end it like that.
We can't show them. After all that happened, it became a Battleborn scene, ladies and gentlemen. I give you exclusive M1 footage and how that match ended.
Oh, here we go. We got eliminated members of Death Proof coming through here.
The winner of this match by disqualification, Owen Travers, representing Death Proof International.
Wrestling is getting crazy now. Death Proof International back out. Myself, Greg Romero, and Shaggy McLovin. All they wanted was a little bit of revenge. Numbers game always plays out in the end. Sure they need that chaos to end this 3-year anniversary show. Heavy hitters here. Locker room brawl here. This is all going down.
It's like we've got a battle for Las Vegas before the battle for Las Vegas.
Oh, so we appreciate you joining us. We got to get out of here.
Bring back the electric blade. You're a bad boy. Spanking.
Jesus Murphy. And that's why you should be following Big Valley Wrestling at Big Valley Wrestling on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
That's right. Make sure that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
No. That's why what?
And that's why you should also be liking, commenting, and subscribing on our videos here. TooSweet2Delete on Instagram and on YouTube, and the Wilber Club on Facebook. So make sure you check us out. Join Big Valley Wrestling and us, TooSweet2Delete, at January 21st, the Battle for Las Vegas. It'll be our return, first show of the year. So, happy holidays to everybody. Thank you for joining us. And one, Pizza Savage. Boom. Too sweet.
Delete it.
Get deleted.